What's up, dude? You're gonna need one of these. Cause it's time for Dudes After Dark. Let's go! Boo, 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 boo. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. We made it. We made it through our work weeks, the 40-hour week for our Monday to Friday, 9 to 5ers. We survived a full work week. We're happy to have you here tonight for Dudes After Dark, aka the Dad Pod. We love this. We're working on it. I think we're getting closer, though. I think we're definitely getting closer. But as you saw here tonight, as always, garage beer. It's the juice of choice when we have the juice. I happen to be in Ohio, Indiana, or Kentucky, so there's lots of places right now where you can get that juice. That is garage beer. And don't forget about the garage beer lime, a summer delight, and hopefully coming to more areas soon. They're doing as quick as they can because it's going like wildfire. Everyone's drinking it. Everybody's made the switch up here where I live. When will you make the switch? Ooh, I felt great. All right. And for now, our special co-host, as I don't know why I say special, it's the same co-host as we have every single week, right out of Turlock, California, with an LLC registered out of Ohio. A man that's not afraid to climb a 50-foot pole and battle the elements. That's it. To fix some wiring, fix some fuses. A man that has the tolerance to tell his boss what is wrong and then let that boss go his own way for 24 hours to only circle back to fix what he originally suggested was wrong because his brain is so big and beautiful. John Z. Brought it home. What up, dude?
That was a good one, bud.
Stogie. Yeah, I heard that specific story, and I thought that I could turn it into a whole intro. And now you're what kind of stick we got?
I got a Gurkha. Well, one of my favorite. This is a age 21 years Cellar Reserve.
Yep.
So, cheers, dudes.
Cheers. That thing's been rolled for 21 years?
Well, at least the tobacco's been aged for 21 years.
Dude, that's crazy.
So real quick, I went to the store, and they had I was staring at the humidor. They had a pack of Gurkhas in there. I'm a big fan of Gurkhas. They don't make my favorite. Shout out to the Black Dragon. But 15, 18, 15, 15, 21, and 21 age, like, yeah, I got to try this. But I was with the wife, and stogies are expensive. She doesn't necessarily like that. And,
not many do.
The guy said the price, and she was like, well, that's actually a pretty good deal. Yeah, we'll take it, bud. Come on, let's go. Bring that up before.
Yeah, about the only ones that can really afford cigars are the ones that take private boat tours. Whoa.
Too soon?
Might be.
Hey, you know.
Hey, Gilligan's Island. I'm Gilligan. They did that.
They made it all right.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look what happily ever after.
Look, all I'm saying is maybe you should have used PlayStation instead of Xbox.
Speaking of X marking the spot in our home state tonight of South Carolina.
Woo!
Boo. Not one, but two South Kakalakians here with us tonight. Super excited for that. First one, our Southern Fried Twisted Tea, half and half drinking samurai.
Woo!
Ooh.
Straight out of the 843.
But don't worry, it's summertime. We allow it. I drink. Hey, who else drinks twisted tea? Yeah. Summertime? Yeah, when it's 100 degrees, something about an alcoholic iced tea sounds pretty nice. But anyway.
You like iced tea? They put alcohol in it. Yeah, we're in.
Yeah, I mean, twist my arm, gar.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of a pirate, a man that'll take out your heart and throw it on his big green mountain. Yeah,
Rec
Green
Tech.
Mountain. Rec Tech. No, the BFG. That's what it is. Scheisse.
But it's a RecTech BFG.
Throw it on the RecTech BFG because it is American. It's actually commercial, so I think you can use it commercially here in Ohio. A man that'll probably correct me and tell me everything I just said wrong. Damn guy, back porch barbecue.
What's up, man?
There he
What
is.
up, dude? Just trying to recover from that one.
Yeah, that's yeah, it's okay.
It's all right.
The times, but you stood back up.
Yep. Hey, it's not how you start; it's how you finish.
That's how you finish.
That's right.
What's up,
man,
Damon? How's your week, buddy? Oh, sorry.
No, my bad. I want to hear this. How was it?
No, it was good. I mean, I had to work a little bit this week. I had to work a little bit.
Oh God, what did you put in? 6 hours?
This is
probably out of 40. Yeah.
Hey, Beard Gang. Hey,
I fucking hate you.
And we won't be applying.
My bad. I'm sorry.
5 minutes and 13 seconds, Johnsy. Nice. Real nice.
I'm sorry.
Fuck it.
Well, here we go.
Full send. Send.
All right. Now we're gonna reel it in here because because we're about to get inspired to not talk like that by this guy, a guy that's gonna want us to just be a little bit better. We talked about it's not how you start, it's not how you finish. This man started, as Charles Barkley would say, the round mound of rebound. Hey, shout out me too. But one day he goes, hate this.
Hey, Barkley, bro.
He goes, I'm changing. You know what? And he did it. And not only did he do it, 1 day at a time, 1 pound at a time, 1 rep at a time. Started out small, worked his way bigger, still getting bigger. Now he's getting cut. He's taking shirtless photos by the pool with his new house, with his new fiance.
Ooh.
A man that's inspired everybody, including Arnold.
Yeah.
Dave.
I did hear about that.
Danna. Boo. What
Thank
up,
you,
dude?
guys. Thank you, guys. Pleasure to be here. That was quite the intro. I haven't ever gotten one quite like that, but got a long way ahead of me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
got a long one. We do after the intros too, man. So we got a typical show. We went beep, beep, beep.
No worries.
I think there was a niner in there somewhere. We threw a niner in there. So
we
Dave,
go hard
man.
in the beginning. We go hard in the beginning.
I see that. I love it. It's great to be here.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for coming on here, man. I know I have personally been following your journey for over a year now, I believe. Remember,
that's awesome. Thank you.
On Twitter, I think. Yeah, you followed me back, man. So it's been all love both ways. Thank you. You've just excelled a little bit better than I have in the last 12 months.
It's been a crazy 12 months, almost exactly. Yeah.
Hey, I ain't jealous, man. You earn every bit of it. Every day you're inspiring people. You're using yourself as an example, man. When did the journey start? Like before you started Document, what was the day when you were like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Was it a doctor scaring you, or was it just one morning you just woke up and you're like, I want to be different?
There was a couple of things. So it was almost exactly a year ago to the day. It was June of 2022. I was flying for the first time since the pandemic, or one of the first times, and I needed to get a seatbelt extender. And it was pretty much like the most embarrassing public moment in my life. So I came back from that trip, and I got out the scale. I had just moved, and I got onto the scale, unpacked it, got it out, got on the scale, and it gave me an error message. And I thought, get these scales that get broken in the move, some cheap garbage. I'll buy a new one. And then I woke up the next morning and I said, I wonder if that scale has a max weight. And I checked the back, and the max weight of the scale was 400 pounds. And the second one had arrived at that point in time. So I jumped on it, and it gave me an error message too. And at that point, it hit me, along with the seatbelt extension from the week prior, that the scale wasn't the issue. I was over 400 pounds.
Wow.
And, I had been a big guy for a while, but the pandemic hit, all sorts of stress going on with that, all sorts of, not traveling, a lot more remote work. I wasn't seeing people. It was easy to lie to other people. It was easy to lie to myself. Right. And I'd gone from being like a big guy to being like a really big guy. And that was when I decided, like, I have to do something pretty drastic, and it can't be what I've tried before. 'Cause like every guy who gets to my size or bigger, I had tried dieting before, I had tried exercising before. It had always failed. And I honestly didn't think my mental health could take like just another failure. So I just decided to do, I had to do something radical, and I had to do it right then. I just turned 30 years old, and I was somewhere over 400 pounds, still gaining weight, right? It couldn't keep going in that direction. And here we are about a year later to the date, and down about 110 pounds as of this Wednesday. Thank you.
Dude, that's
289 now, and got probably another about 100 pounds to go, but a lot better place physically, mentally, spiritually. And, that first month last year. So it took me, that was at the beginning of June of last year. It took me 4 weeks of seeing that stupid error message on the scale every Wednesday until I finally got 399.9 on June 28th of last year. And to other people, that's a huge weight, a high weight they'll never get to. To me, it was like a huge victory to finally see a number, on the scale. And, and so it's been a crazy year. And yeah, so I started throwing it up on Instagram initially because, again, I wanted to do, I had tried eating lots of salads and doing lots of cardio and trying to do it all myself before. And yeah, I had lost weights, 20, 30, 40 pounds, but I was miserable and I fell off the bandwagon, and then I gained it all right back. So I wanted to do something just sort of radically different. And part of that was recognizing that like no man is an island, and I might need to actually admit that I might need help from some other guys, and I might have, some feelings and some mental health stuff I might have to address. Right. And so,
real talk.
Yeah. And so I started posting for my own accountability because, again, I had gotten really good at looking at myself in the mirror and lying to myself. But I figured if I pull up Instagram and it shows no progress for 3 months, and that's gonna be a lot harder to lie, especially because my name's up at the top and my mom is following me, right? So that's why I started doing it. Yeah, exactly, right. And then the rest is sort of history. It's still sort of mind blowing and humbling that this is where we are. But it's been a crazy year.
Thank you, man.
Well, one thing I love that you said was not only you said physically and all that, but you said spiritually and emotionally.
Yeah. So
elaborate on that a little bit.
I just, in the past, when I had tried to lose weight, when I needed to lose 50 pounds or 100 pounds instead of 200 or 250, right? Like I did this time, I had never addressed anything besides like the diet and the exercise. And this time around, I just, I was to the point where I was worried about like seats collapsing under me or, seatbelts fitting. It was tough to tie my shoes. I was getting, I was sweating through my shirt walking up the stairs. I was like, all right, like there has to be something more than just eating a bunch of salad and doing a bunch of cardio. And one of the things, you'll hear that they say over and over again that I had just ignored is you got to work on mental health. You got to work on mindset. Right. And so I had to incorporate that, along with, cutting out all the fast food and the junk food and stuff
absolutely.
like that.
It's a lifestyle change just as much as it is exercise.
Yeah.
I remember, in a different world, I remember like start of COVID, and after this, we actually have a video, Dave, of your adventure to share with everybody, so they can see what we've been talking about for those new to the journey. But I remember I was like, I had never hit 300. And I remember like during COVID, I stepped on the scale and it was like 300.8. And I was like, ooh. And I stepped off, and I stepped back on. It was like 299.8. And I'm like, that's what I'm going with.
There you go.
I remember just not being able to get to the fast food and cutting out like the soda, the pop, whatever you call it, the Coke, the Pepsis. We want to be politically correct on the fountain drinks here.
Of course.
Especially you two Southern boys down here with us today. But no, so it's a lifestyle change as much as it is getting up and being physically active too, because if you did just cut out certain things, it'll be amazing how much more it'll help you out.
Agreed.
But Damon, we has put together here a clip of your progression here. We want to share it with everybody. And I think if you don't love this, you don't have a heart. You don't have a pulse.
No, seriously. Like, yeah.
I just love the positive. Just the fortitude of putting it out there, man. Look at this. That's crazy, dude.
Thank you. That's last week. Yeah.
What's crazy is I've known you now
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, no, that's it. That's not him. He don't even look like him.
I
you
mean,
know?
It's
you
crazy.
could tell.
Yeah, that was 11 months ago. You think it was like,
No,
you think
I
I
know,
was
like,
10 years older
yeah,
and
yes.
in the past, no, it was 11 months. It's crazy how looking back on some of those pictures, like, again, now it's a little different because like people are following me at least on Twitter, but I'll like a lot of times those pictures and those clips I post are just for me. Like, you know, when I'm struggling, I get up at 4 a.m. now to get my exercise in before work, before school, before all the other stuff of life. And when I struggle to get out of bed that early, because it's crazy to get up that early, sometimes I'll pull up some of those and I'll be like, all right, like I gotta make future Dave proud. I can't be going back to that past Dave. Like he looks really depressed.
Yes. Dude, I love that you talk to yourself like that.
Every day. Every day.
I'm like, future Brandon will honestly cry for this Brandon sacrifice today. Like I coach myself like that. That's I love it. I love it.
I ain't gonna lie, it makes me want to like when I see your post like that one day when I see you at the gym just doing leg day and I'm just like, man, I want to at least go mow the yard or something.
That's right.
I should do something.
Man, Dave's making me my man's he's taking my dude card right from my soul, man. Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Dave, what you got here? Oh, sorry, Dave.
Fire away.
No, what was the biggest challenge that you faced so far in your journey?
The biggest challenge was one thing I wanted to do was I'd been avoiding going to the doctor for like 10 years because I knew what the doctor would say, right? Like, you're really fat and it's dangerous and you got to work on that, bro. So I didn't want to go, right? I've you know, I'm an accountant, right? I have health insurance. That wasn't the issue. I was avoiding it because I didn't want to go. So one thing was I was going to go to the doctor. And so last September, I went to the doctor for the first time. I thought I was doing great for months. I definitely lost weight. I was getting numbers on the scale. I was probably like 370 at that point in time. And I had blood work done for the first time in my life. And it was all bad. Blood pressure high. My resting heart rate over 100. A1C pre-diabetic. You know what I mean? Like blood glucose, blood sugar over 100, pre-diabetic, right? And it was like every number. And like that night, like that was tough because that was months into the journey. I was pumped, like I was, you know, and the doctor was like, hey, like, you know, we need to see some like rapid. Yeah, he was like, you're 30 and you're going to be on multiple medications very quickly unless this changes. And so that was the biggest single struggle I've had because I thought I had built healthy routines and I had, to be honest. But after that, I tightened up everything again because once you make that mindset change and you're somewhere over 400 pounds, you can lose 10, 20, 30 pounds because you're so big, right? And cutting out a lot of that fast food and junk food.
Yeah.
But then the doctor coming back and saying, hey, like these numbers, like every single one was flagged. I didn't have a single clean report.
Yeah, like
and I was
50 pounds don't mean anything. You're dying.
It looked like December decorations and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. It was all orange and red. And he was like, hey, we're not he was like, we're talking about like 150 to 175 pounds you need to lose because I'm not a tall guy. And all of these numbers have to come down in range, which means your diet has to be clean, your exercise has to be clean, your sleep has to be good. And that's really when I got more of like a plan together because I knew at that point that was like a big hit to me mentally. I knew at that point I need to either like build something sustainable right now or I'm going to fall back off the bandwagon.
No, I get it.
Right there. That's a super good point.
Hey, congrats to Lynn.
Yeah, congratulations. That's crazy.
Go.
That's crazy.
Huge.
That's awesome.
Hey, we'll celebrate that any day, but let alone Dave here, man. That's
That's right.
Good for her. Hey, meals she's been cooking, I wouldn't be eating out either, man. She's been throwing it down.
Hey, straight up.
That's the other thing.
Hey, you put up some bangers, man. But no. What's up, Tony? This Grill Life. What's up? But no, so I know we got some fun stuff to go over here with you today as well. We'll start working on that, getting queued up here. But have you ever had a day where you're just like, where you had a cheat day where you just threw down, like I need to blow the carbon out, like triple cheeseburgers on with like a McPatty in between it, and then a triple on top of it, and then sprinkle some fries and Thousand Island on there and just hammer down. You know what I mean? Like, did you have any of those? Where like, do you ever give yourself a cheat day? Or
Yeah,
do you
so
tempt yourself with
Those are my
poison?
biggest problems.
I try to keep a difference between having like a cheat day versus like binge eating. So like binge eating is what I tried to like avoid, because I definitely binge ate before. And one of my problems was I had a good day, I reward myself with food. I had a bad day, I reward myself with food. And so regardless, you're just eating all the time, right? So
and it's never good stuff. It's the stuff that makes you feel better. So
exactly, yeah. So yes, like I went to Philly for a wedding a few months ago. I had a Philly cheesesteak. I had a bagel with lox. I tried some other local things, right? It was a wedding. Like I wasn't controlling the food. I ate what they served. There were carbs on there. I try not to be one of those people online who's like, I'm on my diet all the time and I'm super ripped. And also I somehow did it in like 50 days. That's just not me, right? Like
it's going to 4.5 carbs.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to take
days. Yeah,
exactly. If I need to lose 225 pounds, that's, 2 years, right? And I'm going to be on my diet maybe 75, 80, 85% of the time. And then the other 15 to 20%, I'm going to be at social events, corporate events, family events, whatever events. And I'm going to try to be, a lot better than I was in the past, but like someone's going to, feed me some cake and I'll have a small slice and it won't be the end of the world. So like, yeah, like I had a Philly cheesesteak. Like that's certainly not carb. It certainly would, annoy some of the more keto and carnivore people who follow me, but like it is what it is. I think one of the problems that I was stuck on before I started was just that the way people portray themselves online is that it always works 100% of the time and they never have bad days and they see results really quickly. And for me, it was just like my results happen slowly and I have bad days like all the time. And sometimes like when I'm with family or at an event, like I have carbs and processed food and there's probably some seed oils in it. And like, I'm having a beer tonight. I'm sure someone's going to tell me it's not super healthy. Right. But if I'm 85% clean and low carb for me, then that's getting me 1 or 2 or 3 pounds of weight loss per week over a year, over 2 years, gets me to where I need to be.
And it's not miserable.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
People, if you lose like 2 pounds a week over every week of the year on average, so it's like,
it's 100 pounds.
100 pounds, 112. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I don't even want to lose that much. I lost like 50.
You would ask if I was on drugs again if I lost that much. Yeah,
I bounce between 250, 260 now, which I'm pretty. I would like to lose another like 30. I think like 225 was always my weight. Because I always felt I was pretty broad shouldered and 6'3", so like I should have.
Yeah, so you're tall. I'm 6 foot, and so anywhere between like, depending on how fit I am, like 210 to 190 is primo for me. Anywhere in there, and I'm happy as pie. I'm like 230, 40, somewhere in there, which, whatever. I'm not. No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, I'm 5'9", so I got to get a lot lower than y'all.
Yeah.
So Damon asked you, or we talked about some of the hardest things. What's been the best part of this journey? Besides, I know the personal, but like some you didn't expect, like
So walking into the gym the first time at like 4:30 in the morning, over 400 pounds. I'd never set foot in the gym before. Couldn't even get my real weight. That was during the error message month. Was incredibly intimidating. I had no idea what to do in the gym. I couldn't use any of the machines. And there were people in there who were like, benching more than I had weighed. And they'd been doing it they'd been in that gym for longer than I've been alive. And so but now 11 months later, the gym bros and the fitness community has been the most positive and the most open and the most inclusive like group that I could ever find. And I wish I could tell 400 plus pound Dave, like several years earlier, that actually these super intimidating, like super ripped guys are incredibly nice, and they want you to feel like you belong, and they want you to get your goals, and they want to see you there tomorrow. And it's okay if like you've never touched a machine, and like that first day I did 10 minutes on the treadmill. Like it was just it was a mess. Like and then I left, but I came back the next day. And so I've been doing that 5 days a week now for whatever it has been, over 11 months. And that's been the biggest positive that was also unexpected, was just how good it feels and how positive of a community it is. And I tell people, like, I don't track the calories I burn in the gym because I know it's not a particularly impressive amount. I could have a beer and a candy bar and offset that easily, right?
Yeah, by a lot.
Yeah, by a ton. It's just like sometimes it's kind of annoying when I do check it and it's like I'm covered in sweat and I'm drenched and it's like, hey, you burned like 69 calories. And I'm like this.
You're like, what the?
You're right.
Yes, yes.
But when I roll out of the gym at say 5:45 in the morning, nobody else is even awake. It's still dark out. The mental health boost I've gotten, the confidence boost I've gotten, the self-image boost, I feel like I crushed the day. And even if the rest of the day is a train wreck, my boss is a dick, get in a fight with my fiance, like that, and I got a call today. One of my properties needs a new roof, right? But I start the day feeling awesome because I crushed leg day early on. It gives me this confidence to post those pictures, and then even if the rest of the day total disaster, I feel like I started it early and I got what I had to do done. And instead of like trying to working out as like a last resort, a last thing, it's the start of my day, right? Like my health is now the first thing I do right when I wake up. And then everything else is second, the day job, like literally everything else comes after that. And that, that's what I had to do, because in the past, it would be trying to work it in at the end of the day. I could never find a time. There was always an excuse. I didn't really want to do it anyways, right? Because at that point in time, I was just doing endless cardio, which sucks. And so, just it didn't work, right? So, so really exercising, 90% of my weight loss, some number that high, is from the diet and the mental health changes. But a lot of the mental health changes and positive movement, it comes from the exercising. Comes from that, doing that just, and again, like I go to Planet Fitness, I don't go to some fancy gym. I still don't know how to do half the stuff. Like if you see me posting online, like I'm not lifting.
Planet Fitness is nice, man.
Yeah, I got no problem.
If you spend the extra $10 and get that black card, you got like that hydro massage thing?
I just upgraded to that, yeah.
I was gonna say, and you can get a fan.
Yeah, you just now upgraded to that?
Damon, we're
My question is, how is this man still paying for freaking Planet Fitness memberships with all the clubs he's giving?
Yeah, what? Yes. Hey, Planet Fitness, I know you're watching straight up. What's the deal with that?
Hashtag fix it. Let's go.
They do follow me on everything, and they reach out and congratulate me every once in a while. And I was like, all right.
You still made him pay to upgrade to the black card.
Yep.
But hey, how nice is that hydro massage? Have you done that yet?
Oh yeah. I started.
It was worth the black card.
I had it once. Like I remember we got one before like honeymoon and stuff like that, and like wedding. And I remember we tried to get after it, and it just didn't go. So yeah, like I said, we had some funny stuff to go over here with you, and it's all in good fun, obviously, because we all want to support everybody. But no, sometimes, well, Damon, just go ahead, man. Lead us into this.
Hey, I mean, sometimes things fail at the gym.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That these are ones where people are like, come on. Damon, Johnson, you a fan of these?
Yeah, I mean, I've
seen them. Yeah.
So, after blocker charge, you guys already know what to expect. So it ain't my fault after this.
So sometimes even the gym don't have to be at Planet Fitness. It can be at your house.
I sucked up my underwear! Shut me up! Shut the goddamn mosquito!
No way.
I mean, there's a reason I don't do the treadmill. There you go. It's dangerous.
That's some dangerous pieces of equipment.
Yeah, that's why we don't use them.
Hold on.
Exactly why.
Listen, come on. I've seen videos of hammered people getting on treadmills, and that's the first time I've seen underwear hooked up by a treadmill.
Hey, first time of everything. So while you're
Yeah,
at Planet
totally.
Fitness, does everybody work out like this guy?
Oh boy.
Or is he training to be Spider-Man?
Oh Come
That's
on.
Dave in 10 months from now.
There you go.
That's it. That's
I
it.
haven't mastered that one. That's beyond me.
Oh, North Hollywood for sure. Hey, he
Mhm.
is feeling himself.
That's right.
Know
That's right.
that. Know
That's
that.
not a gym fail. That was a gym success.
That's
I
true.
have been to that.
That's why
side
there was a
of
question
Hollywood.
mark.
There
That
you
was
go.
why there
I've
was
been
a
to
question
that
Yeah,
mark.
I
side of
want to go.
Hollywood. I know how
I
he
see
was
that.
feeling.
Some of the
Yeah.
things that like fitness gurus
fan.
and experts and influencers come up with for exercises online, I can't tell if it's real or they're doing it for attention, or they're trying to go viral or whatnot. And that's exactly one of them. Like, like that's either a joke or it's something complicated I don't understand yet.
But here, I'm telling you, it still takes arm strength and super like a center body ab control to do
I
that.
mean, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I could have. I'm not sure now. It'd probably be a different experience for the video nowadays.
Good to know. Good to know.
Treadmills give you plantar
Give me plantar
fasciitis.
fasciitis.
Dude, hey.
That's the other reason I don't use them.
There you go.
There is
Reason number two.
There is
God.
no replacement for running outside.
Yeah.
Period.
True road. Yeah.
Yep.
Period.
Yes.
You guys heard of grounding? Where like to go stand out and put your feet in the ground and just stand out in the sun for like 15 minutes a day. Like it's insanely good for your mental and physical health.
I hate wearing shoes and socks, dude. That's why I keep stepping on beat. I stepped on their beat last week. On the other foot.
Well, he's allergic, so it's like actually a serious problem.
Oh, that's not
I've
good.
been educated by the missus that it's
not
a
like me or
local
you kicking the
reaction.
bee and we get a little bump. No.
No,
He kicks
I've
the
been
bee, his
informed.
face swells up. Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, I've been informed it's a local reaction that I'm not allergic. Her words, not mine. I was like, when I was told I was called an allergic reaction.
Mrs. Dude?
Yes.
I trust her. All right, you're good.
Yeah, she was like full blown. She had like to have like EpiPen. So I think she's like, no, that's allergic. I was like, why is that an allergic reaction? She's like, no, you have
Facts.
a local
Like
reaction.
my dad got stung and his arm went from like this size to like this size. So,
That's not local.
we have EpiPens for my dad now.
yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah, Damon, what's the next one, man? Sorry.
So Days is your favorite day leg day?
That it is not.
Okay, well, apparently it wasn't hers either.
No.
Is she drunk?
No,
There's something else going on there, I think.
Yeah.
No,
I'm concerned she's having a seizure.
No,
I think her name
they was
was-
doing leg day.
No.
either that
The
or
front lady's doing leg day.
Yeah, she was used
She's
to it.
having a medical issue. Look at this. Ready? Nope.
No.
Weak ankles.
Oh.
I have weak
Yeah, I
ankles.
think it's.
And she was going to get behind the wheel.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
Hopefully, she had adaptive cruise
driving
control.
home.
By the way, Dave,
Yeah.
recently engaged, right?
1 week. Yes.
Hey!
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Boy, she's a lucky lady.
Thank you. I think
Yeah.
so too.
Absolutely.
We're all three married, so welcome to the
Yeah, hey, welcome to the
life.
club, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate any advice if you have any.
Yeah, we're all super happy. No, I'm just kidding.
Gotcha.
Just learn how to say yes. That's
Yeah, you remember the
Yeah.
movie Yes Man?
honestly, man.
You are now
Compromise.
a yes man. It's
I
not
will-
so much yes man as yes ma'am.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, Dave. Here's a serious one, and I think
Okay.
we can all. We're all three happily married and have been for quite some time. I think the main thing is like just don't forget to keep doing the stuff you were doing when you were dating her, man. Like that, like the massages, the touches, the flowers, the little notes when you go to work, just a random little "Hi, I love you.
Mhm.
I'm nothing without you," dude. Don't carry some weight, dude. Because I've always worked in the car sales. You work with a lot of miserable married bastards, and you know why? They did nothing, and they acted like they were wondering why they weren't getting nothing back. It's like, well, when was the last time you did something? You know, so like, yeah, you know, you gotta keep doing them small things, bud. That's my bet.
Yeah.
I don't know. You still think about them in the same way you did when you first met them. There you go.
You guys
I
are
appreciate that.
super,
And
you
she's
guys
probably
are
watching this. I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
super pro tip right here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, just real quick, how many pet names you got for her? At least 5, right?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So find the one that really just every time just gives her, it's like she dips a little bit, or like,
And
Yeah.
tattooed on your right ass cheek.
no.
No.
Take it away. Use all the other ones. I'm gonna be in so much trouble after this because Kim's probably watching.
Probably.
And take it away, and then just don't use it for like a month or two, and then just say it. And I'm telling you, when I use the one, I'm not going to use it because it would cheapen it right here, and I'm not going to waste one. I ain't going to waste one. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh
Yep.
no! Oh no!
Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you.
Oh,
I'm telling you, that is an absolute pro tip that I guarantee. Hey, you heard it here first on TDN.
I did. That's
folks.
very
There
true.
you go,
I
Dan.
right
You
here first.
heard it here first on TDN. Love you, babe. You're a shit. Oh boy.
You're in trouble.
Oh, John D's in trouble. No, she threw like 8 heart emojis after that. You're
Yeah.
good. You're good.
Oh yeah. I'm in.
Trust
Hey,
me. What's
I'm
in
in
more
trouble,
for?
boys.
Yeah. You're now. You are still in trouble for sharing the mayo and the mashed potatoes.
No.
Yes.
What the
Yes.
dude, we've been cool about that. Tony, really?
I
Since
thought it was
yesterday?
brought up last week. It was brought up last week.
And she was okay with it then, but when you bring it up like that, she's gonna jump on your side because you're my buddy, and now it's gonna be 2 against 1. And look, now Damon's sitting here going, "Yep, you fucked up, dude."
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Hey.
now Dave's gonna jump in.
you on
He's
your
not gonna
own.
be the only one on my team. He's not
Hey.
gonna bury himself tonight.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah, see, so that is 4 against 1. Thank you very much.
sounds like I kind of know what I'm doing over here, Johnsy. I mean, you come into my playground,
See?
you want to play in my sandbox, 4-on-1. How do you like that?
Hey, no. You did invite me to the sandbox, but it's now half my sandbox.
49%.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? I'm a good dude. I'll give you 52.
Okay. Oh wow, what a guy. Yeah.
What
Once
a
you
guy.
get to that, you're like, I don't care. Like,
Get
whatever.
the fuck out of here.
So Dave, okay, so now you are of the Jewish faith, right?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
now this, as a foodie, now you are one of the first that we've got the chance to really talk about this with.
I got lots of questions.
Because I grew up in Amish country, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm pretty uncultured, and like, there's not like I can't go to a kosher shop around here or anything.
Mhm.
Look,
Neither can I.
as kosher as we get,
Yeah.
pretty much as kosher salt.
There you go. Hey, I use it all the time.
I don't even use that. I use table salt.
Hey,
Wow.
Tony, no.
No.
That's
Yeah.
poison, buddy. Come on, sea salt.
Everything is. So anyway, like
He said everything.
you know, when it
Yeah.
comes to like the dietary and the lifestyle changes and stuff like that, like how much different was it for you in that realm compared to someone that has free range over anything that they can, you know, have like some,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
uncultured swine like me. You know?
So that was one of the things I wanted to work on as well in the last year. Was I was raised Jewish. I am Jewish, had a bar mitzvah, did all that stuff. And then I moved to the deep south in 2016. So I've been here for a while, and not a whole lot of Jews here in South Carolina, especially where I am in some of the more rural parts. Cowpen, South Carolina. I lived for a few years. I was certainly the only Jew in Cowpens. And so
Oh.
it's not that I like rebelled against my faith or anything, but I sort of stepped away from it because it just was more inconvenient. There wasn't a synagogue around. And so part of what I wanted to do while working on the mental health and the physical health was try to reconnect a little bit with God, give, some more time for reflection, for prayer, things of that nature, stuff that when I was younger, right, I sort of laughed at and wrote off. And as I'm getting a little older, maybe it's not quite the joke that I thought it was in my teenage years. So I haven't quite gotten to the point of keeping kosher, which has been good for me because I eat a lot of meats and I do eat bacon. So that has been a huge part of my diet so far. But I am working on reconnecting with my faith and reconnecting with God. I really like the more I see this journey working slowly and steadily, the more I think that it's good to connect physical health, mental health, spiritual health, and financial health. You don't have to be an expert in any of those, right? Like I'm not an expert in any of them, but like I feel, like if you're just going to ignore one of those parts, I think it would hurt my success anyway, right? I try not to tell people like how to live their lives, what to do with them. But the first time in a decade that I've, lost 100 pounds and felt better about myself and paid off some debt, right? and felt like I might have a shot with God, getting on God's good side, right? Has been when I tackled them little by little, but tackled them all at the same time instead of just like hyper focusing on like how much of a calorie deficit I can be in every day.
Right. Hey man, you need to learn about beef bacon, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know about this.
We have a partner and we did a box with them called it's Friction Family Farms.
Okay.
And they sell beef bacon, but they also have like apple cinnamon beef bacon. So
spicy beef tallow, there's quite a few.
And the beef tallow rendered down is 10 times healthier than the pork bacon fat being rendered down. And then you can keep that beef tallow and use it as a butter substitute.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, I'm starting to use tallow more. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the beef bacon, and theirs is like phenomenal because it's their own herd that they raise, their own crops and feed themselves
totally
and all that.
Different.
But
I'm definitely
I don't know anywhere that you can find it. It's beef bacon is a real thing, and it comes from the beef brisket.
Interesting.
Which I know, I do know. I watch Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I do know that the brisket is a big thing.
Yes, it is. It's a very big Jewish food. That's exactly. No, it definitely is. Yes, and my fiance doesn't eat pork products, and she eats turkey bacon. That stuff's just cardboard. I hate it. So if there's another alternative, I'm right there.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, the beef bacon will change your life. I mean, we can all testify. It's a 12 out of 10.
Awesome. I'll have to check that out. Appreciate that. Yeah. Any other tips you guys have? I know one of the other things I wanted to do is back when COVID hit, I was doing DoorDash like a lot of times a week. And I want to talk about it, right? Just piling it up on my credit card, eating all that crap over and over again, right? It's part of the reason I probably went from, 300 pounds at the beginning of COVID to some error message on the scale at the end of COVID. So now what I'm trying to do is cook more. And my diet is a lot of meats and a lot of vegetables, and I don't really like vegetables, so that means it's a lot of meats. So I've already checked out some of your guys' stuff. But any tips on anything? I've never really cooked before, but I'm doing a lot of meat, a lot of grilling.
Please reach out.
Do so.
Yeah, dude, we got you, man. Like when I saw your stuff, like I'm not big like pro. Sorry, John Z.
No.
I'm not. No. I know you'll like take pictures of your shopping cart. Like, how did I do?
Yeah. Yes.
And and I'll be like, I don't really want to like tell people what to do because I hate when people tell me like what to do with my stuff. But I'll be like, yeah. So like I've made a couple suggestions, but man, yeah, dude, I'd say just the beef bacon's a healthy switch, and then you're talking about using tallow. Yeah. Actual stick butter like Kerrygold compared to like stick margarine or anything that. Like the quality of the butter you use is a real big thing.
Oils are another big one.
Yeah, olive oil, dude. Olive oil. Learn all of them.
Yeah.
Avocado, coconut. If you're gonna use nut oils, like almond or I have almond and walnut right now. They're super good for your heart too. It's insane when you get out of what the supermarkets sell you and you start learning things. It's like, I can cook with this and it's good for me. Yeah, let's go.
I just got avocado oil for the first time. I was going to try it this weekend. Not exactly sure what I'm doing, but I saw someone do it online.
I didn't even like avocados, and I started using avocado oil, and now I eat avocados. It's so good. Yeah.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, the more I get into this, the more I'm grocery shopping around the edge of the grocery store and ignoring a lot of the stuff in the middle, all that highly packaged, highly processed stuff in the shelves in the middle. But yeah,
For sure.
So being with diet, exercise, blah blah, how important is gut health to you?
It's not, so that's talked about a ton online, and I'm sure my gut health has improved drastically. It's not something I specifically focus on. Having said that, so the first thing people always ask me, all right, what exactly did you do? And one of the, for diet per se, but one of the big problems I had early on was that you get information overload. There's so many experts out there. Everybody, you find a doctor who seems well credentialed. He's got his shit together, right? And then he tells you one thing, and then this other doctor tells you to do the exact opposite thing. And now I don't know what to do. So what I knew at first was what I shouldn't be doing. And I didn't know what I should be doing, but I knew what I shouldn't be doing. So I cut out the fast food and the junk food and the highly processed and packaged food. I cut out a lot of the soda, cut out a lot of the alcohol, and that, I'm sure, drastically improved my gut health, improved my digestive health. I can tell you everything's improved, down there. So everything's going well. And I think a lot of that is because my diet now is mostly meat and vegetables and a little bit of fruit. And a lot of it's home cooking. A lot of the things is, even when I go out to eat, when I get delivery or I go to a restaurant, for starters, now all these restaurants are way more expensive than I remember them being even a few years ago. But,
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah, it's crazy. But also, you don't really know what they were cooked in or what additives were put in or what doesn't, So I try not to overcomplicate it, but at the same time, certain things now I just avoid as much as I can.
Right. About overcomplication.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be doing a lot of beef and stuff, learn your affordable cuts.
Okay.
Like a top sirloin. People will talk crap on a sirloin, but a sirloin, when done correctly, is in my opinion, it's set. You can find it on sale, the whole loin, and you can find the whole butcher, and the butcher will always cut them up for you individually too.
Okay.
If you want them vacuum sealed, or you can do 2 steaks a pack, one for you, one for the future missus.
Yeah.
And then so that way you go home and you already have them pre-wrapped and pre-done. You don't have to worry. So buy in bulk and have the butcher pre-wrap them for you, man.
Okay. Yeah. I do a lot of beef and a lot of chicken, but I don't actually know what I'm doing either one. It's one of those things where I'd like to get to know. I'd like to know more about what I'm doing, but it's just,
Damon, hey, Damon, you're a South Carolina guy. I think you're probably better qualified than a lot of people to talk about what's available to him. I know he's a little bit of a Clemson fan, but
I mean, I'll let him slide tonight. I'll let him slide.
Yeah. We're all brothers. It's the
we're all good tonight.
Yeah. Look at us mending the bond here.
There you go.
But Damon, what advice would you give Dave down there in South Carolina? Some really fun options, because I know you got the seafood life too down there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If he go towards the coast, I mean, you can get a lot of good seafood.
Yeah.
Because I mean, being inland so far is going to be tough. You'll have your seafood restaurants, but I mean, the closer you can get to the coast, the better off you're going to be, of course.
Yeah.
But down here, I mean, down in the South, you probably see it already. I mean, we're big pork state, so
yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of pork down here.
Yeah.
It's always whole hogs or something.
Yeah.
So how hard is that for you, Dave?
It's fine. It's fine for me. At this point, I do eat all of that, so it's okay. The problem is, because I didn't grow up with it, I've never even seen it cooked or know how to do it until I moved down here. So really, it's more just a learning curve of I didn't grow up with it. So it's finding people online, finding local people, trying to figure out how to do it.
I butcher my own pig every year for the last 9 years. And Damon lives in South Carolina. Tony's cousin owns a pork charcuterie farm. You were talking to Pork Kings here.
Yeah, we know.
I'm at the right place.
Yeah. By the way, Adventures of a Home Cook threw in some really good ones here for you. Cruciferous. I don't know what the hell kind of veggies. Cruciferous. Veggies are so good for you: broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. So Like burger. Like I know if you want to get away from pork, like you can do like cabbage rolls with like all your like peppers, onions, and then do like ground beef and like season it up nice and just and like roll them up in your cabbage wraps and just cook them in some tomatoes, man.
Damon, you are losing the game tonight, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red,
Sorry, I had to point it out.
There's a secret game that our fans have with Damon, Dave. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Not doing so hot tonight.
No, I'm losing right now. That last one
they try
got
to
me.
get him to crack. They try to get him to crack. And tonight they're cracking.
David. I'm sorry, guys. I got to. What do you know about fermentation, brother?
Nothing.
Dude.
No, that's all right.
Can't tell you very much about it.
Dude, here's a secret hack. You like honey?
Yeah.
You like garlic?
Yep.
Get a little jar of honey, throw about 10 cloves of garlic in there and let it ferment for like a month. And that is like an insane probiotic superfood. You strain the garlic out and then mash up the garlic, use it for whatever, and then just take a spoonful of that honey. So what happens when you ferment is it creates lactofermentation, which creates more or as much probiotics than yogurt could even dream about.
I would not have thought to put those two together. Honey
and actually, and if you want, it's real easy to enhance that flavor to build off Johnsy. You can add like an onion to it, and if you like some spicy, add like 2 tablespoons of red pepper flakes.
Red pepper flakes, yeah.
And then
I do like spicy.
I did.
Make sure it is a bomb. You have to like let the pressure out.
Every day you have to burp it.
Every day.
I'll send you some videos.
Yeah,
Dave.
send me some.
Yeah, I've done a few ferments too.
I can't even picture it.
Yeah, I have a couple instructional videos out there. I'll send them over to you.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it.
He's much better at it than I am. I just
Johnsy, send him whatever you got too, man. Johnsy does fermented vinegar too, so Johnsy's more versed than I am. I'm still just strictly fermented honey.
Do you juice or smoothie at all?
Yeah, we have a juicer, and I have tried it somewhat. To be honest, though, I don't think I was doing it right, or it wasn't. I've sort of. It wasn't my thing, but if y'all have tips to make it better, because
look,
I've moved on.
Look, this is for everybody out there. Yeah, all those little pro bumps like chia seeds, whatever, all the little hacks like that. Definitely, whatever you want to throw in there. But pro hack right here in a jar. You got the best is a food saver. Yeah, 2 things right here.
Yeah.
So far. It's tried and tested. 6 ounces of blueberries.
Okay.
A whole banana. 3/4 to a whole mango. Like 2-3 tablespoons of honey. A good pinch of salt. It just helps with the ferment. And I vacuum sealed it tight. Mash up everything and throw it in the cupboard and forget about it for like 4, 5, 6 days. And it's all bubbly from all the beautiful fermentation. I throw it in the fridge, which stops the fermentation. So it's not going to go bad or turn into alcohol. We only have beautiful probiotics. And my wife and I juiced it, but you could just pour it straight into a smoothie. You could pour that into ice cream and make a milkshake, whatever. But now
they'll bring all the boys to the yard.
Live, active probiotics that you made yourself, and you are saving your gut at the same time.
All right, I'll try it. I mean, it sounds fantastic.
I'm not lecturing you. I'm lecturing everybody.
No, I got you.
That finger's pointed at the millions. Hey!
Look,
Damon,
I was really excited to talk to you because I love.
Never mind.
I'm sorry.
Damon, what's your next question here, though, for Dave? Though I know you got.
So I mean, while we're on the food, I mean, we've all had like the thoughts and not getting one, but sous vide. When you sous vide your steak, how is it?
So I got the sous vide 2 days ago, so I've only done it twice. It's much better than I thought. I thought just to be. Because I'm new to cooking, one of the things I was having trouble with was getting an even cook on the steak so that I didn't have that big gray band on the top and the bottom. And I was trying to like sear it and get a crust without overcooking it, or on the flip side, without undercooking it, like trying to hit a medium rare. And so far, being able to like do that water cooking thing, getting it up to like whatever, 115, 120, 125, and then just hold it there makes it very, very even. So I'm not sure from like a more expert perspective if it's good, but from a very amateur perspective, just trying to like not get the steak overcooked or well undercooked. The 2 times I've tried it, I've been impressed.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things, especially because you sort of set and forget. And then like, if I have to go like do work, or if I'm working in the office that day, the fact that you can let it sit there for 2 or 3 hours and then come back and it's just holding that temperature, it's like a cheat code. It's mostly done. I just pull it out, pat it dry, sear it, eat it. So far, I'm pretty impressed.
Dudes, it's beyond a cheat code. So my plan was to let it sit. Like I bought a sous vide.
Oh,
I bought one, and I got that Friction box, and what's the steak I did, the Denver steak,
okay.
or the chuck or underblade or whatever they call it,
Right.
And I put it in there. My plan was for like 18 hours the next night, right? Well, I was on call, and you guys know how that's been going. It ended up sitting for like 3.5 days, dude. And I'm in
the hot water
at 125, staying at perfect rare for 3.5 days. And I was like, here it is. Here's all that weird shit everybody talks about. And I took it out, and looking at it, I'm like, this was a poor choice, Brandon.
Yeah, they look gross when you pull it out of the water.
Hey, I seared that thing off.
That good.
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
dude.
Wow.
And like, because one of the biggest reason I got it was to reheat stuff. Like if I cook something, then you can hold a tri-tip finished for indefinitely
3 days.
And when you cut it open, I'm calling it out indefinitely. I don't know the limit, and it is like you just pulled it. I don't get it. I get it. I understand the science behind it, but it's just it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So that was the point. But then I was like, I should try this, and I was like, well, I've heard of people holding steaks for days. Like, I'm not into all that, but just so happened, like, because of life circumstances, it ended up being like forever. And I was like, I probably ruined this steak, and it's Friction, and I was all bummed out, and it was.
Jeez, yeah, that's awesome.
It's weird, man. It's crazy.
Pro tip number 3.
Pro tip number 3.
I didn't even mean for that to be. I'm sorry.
Hey,
any tips on getting a good sear? Because now I feel like the sous vide, I can get it to a good medium rare, but the sear is still struggling.
Crank that bitch up to awesome.
Okay, really high heat.
You ever heard of
hot?
What's the movie? Oh shoot! This is Spinal Tap. And they turn it up to 11, not 10, but 11.
Yeah.
Turn your stove up to 11. Let it chill. Cast iron.
Good cast works.
Personal opinion. Cast iron is incredible for it.
Yeah. Yep.
And just set the steak in, throw some butter or oil when it's going. Aromatics if you want some garlic, sage, thyme, rosemary, whatever. And then
make
brown
butter
if you want. I just shake it.
Well, even if you just take,
I'm not Gordon Ramsay over here.
You don't have to Gordon Ramsay. You can literally just take, if you have like a strip steak because it's a lean cut. You can literally just take like 2 little chunks of a stick of butter when it comes fresh off, and just put them on there, and just that's all you need. Like, you don't have to add anything.
No aromatics, do butter and steak.
But just a little bit of resting butter on it, man, will make them. It'll pull that moisture down into the meat, dude. It'll make just that one little thing has made a difference for me.
Okay, I'll have to try that. Yeah.
Do you make your own compound butters? Do you know what compound butters are?
I've heard people on the internet talk about it. Couldn't tell you what it is.
So like take a butter and like your favorite, like how you would like to season a steak or whatever.
Yeah.
Like say garlic, salt, pepper, and say I like rosemary. Right. Dice that all up, chop it all up real fine, and put it in melted butter. Put it in some sort of container, saran wrap or whatever. Put it in the fridge, and then that'll free. Now it's not infused, but it's close enough. And you just, like Tony said, take a couple little slices of that and let that melt onto the steak. Well, now that's garlic, salt, pepper, rosemary flavored butter melting into your steak.
That's very cool. I'm gonna have to try that. So I thought that was the same as what's it called? Clarified butter? What is that? Is that that's obviously not the same thing.
Clarified butter is, and I'm sure you can buy it somewhere, but
you can just go ghee.
Ghee, okay, whatever.
Oh, it's the same as ghee. Okay,
you can make it. You can make it. It's super easy. You take whatever butter you have, melt it down in a pan, scoop off all the white stuff. The white milk fats on top, and then you pour it through a strainer or cheesecloth or whatever to get all the gunk out, and that's like the pure butter fats. And the reason people use clarified butter is because it has a higher smoke point than regular butter, and it won't burn.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I've seen ghee down here.
Pro tip number 4.
There you go. Yeah,
we got one more.
All right.
Maybe 6.
We got to have a fistful before we leave. So think of another.
There you go.
So everyone wants to know what Mrs. Dude does on Fridays. You know, we're down here. Dave, I want you to know this is like
a
5-minute old video.
5 minutes.
She just sent me a text with a laughing emoji at the end of it. Said, "This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen." So this is what my wife on her adult time on Friday nights does.
Oh, I'm okay.
Okay.
In the bar. Yes,
right in the keister.
She is little people wrestling.
Time out. 2 things real quick. Number 1, that was a charge. Number 2, I knew that would get him. Number 2,
every time.
Do they just have amateur wrestling in bars in Ohio?
Yeah. At this one, at the one that we're going
I was going to say. Yeah.
Hey, Rage and Pillage in the comments. F you. That's why Ohio over Texas, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. And I'm working on getting them to sell garage beer too. we're running all the way around.
Hey, that's what we call a triple double, baby.
There you go.
And that
I don't think there were 3 things,
the dumbest shit she has ever seen.
They don't have that at the Planet Fitness, I'll tell you that.
No, I'm sure.
Hey, okay,
I
have
they'll
a question.
get a little siren if they do that.
So not that lunk alarm,
Planet Fitness has got some strict rules on like yelling and grunting. Do you think they would let small people wrestling in on the action while you're trying to get your treadmill?
One way to find out.
Let's do it, Dave. You got a brand new roof on your one property.
There you go. Yeah. At 4:30 in the morning, there's no one there, so go for it.
Dave versus Damon.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
We can have Damon versus Dave, Battle of South Carolina.
I was going to say, we're already in the same state.
Yeah.
Is this happening?
Yeah. I go to North Myrtle every once in a while. That's sort of by you.
North Myrtle. Uh-oh.
I was
I go there every once in a while.
Never went back. I lived in Myrtle Beach for 2 years, and I never went back after I moved.
You ain't missing nothing.
I heard it got bad.
I thought it was like a straight up vacation spot.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why it went bad. It didn't go trashy.
It's just they don't call it Dirty Myrtle for nothing.
Yeah. I never heard that. Sorry, I'm not from the area.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's what happens on the East Coast over here.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, trust me, California used to be a paradise. Now,
Yeah.
It looks like we're all slumlords around here.
Dave just goes, "Yep."
I was thinking. Wow, I was looking.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at trying to buy a place in Myrtle, and then I was looking at North Myrtle, and then I was looking at Cherry Grove, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pass. It was like you got a little bit better as you went up. But, you know.
Yep.
Why the dig at California then? You're only talking about South Carolina. Why did you just throw us under the bus like that?
Well, I'm just saying I got relatives in California, so
where at? Where I gotta know where at?
He already knows.
San Francisco, Bay Area, right by the water.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, it's like literally it's either first or second worst place in the state. Yeah, LA's probably way better. Yeah. It's probably still better. Hey, we love you, California.
So Dave, I mean, where are you going from here, man? Like, dude, like, I mean, you're getting Arnold Schwarzenegger giving you like,
dude,
that was kind of crazy. Yeah,
lower the weight, feel the bud.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
that was kind of exercise your best rep ever.
That was kind of a mind blowing morning, and the fact that he's then followed up like 3 other times, and it's like I don't know him. He doesn't we don't talk behind the scenes. Like he doesn't follow me, but every once in a while he'll just like retweet something and like he's very clearly checking in on me. It's kind of crazy, but
this guy's reps look good, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
dude, Mr. Universe said your reps look good.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. And to be honest, that was the first time I ever
Arnold ever.
Whatever. You know what? Get to the chopper now.
Nope.
Whatever. You know.
People ask me sometimes.
Hey, he was still my governor, so
there you go. That's true. He was.
Yeah, he was. I remember his pitch. We're not here to move boxes. We're here to blow them up.
He was good the first time. Second time, yeah, he turned into a regular California politician. Anyway, back to the good part of Arnold.
Yeah.
Repping up our boy Dave here.
That's exactly right. Yeah. People ask me sometimes like where it's all going and whatnot. And again, like I just started posting on social media for like personal accountability. And again, it was mostly on Instagram, and the Twitter thing sort of took off just so I could look back and make sure that I was really making progress and wasn't like lying to myself. And really, I mean, the goal is to get under 200 pounds and then see where I go from there. And there's no strategy in terms of like a social media thing or anything. It's kind of mind blowing still, right? Like I'm just an accountant in South Carolina trying to lose weight, and maybe something will happen with the social media. Maybe it won't, but the goal is to do more than 200 pounds lost in less than 2 years.
Awesome,
and then everything else is secondary, honestly.
Well, dude, I mean, your track record, I think you're right on track. And then some.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm just so happy for you, man, that you just.
Thank you.
I think, would you say at what point when you started out, did you have a day where you're like, I'm not doing it? Like, I'm not doing it. Like, I can't do it. Or did you just finally like, when you did it, you just like, you're like one of them guys where you're all in. Like when you finally put your mind to it, you're like, well, I am completely consumed by this activity now. Or was you like first 30 days, like second, third day in, you're like, screw this, dude. I ain't doing it.
There were 2 times initially during that first month where I kept getting the error on the scale, even though I felt like I was doing such a good job with my eating. I was doing such a good job with my exercising compared to what I had been prior. And just like the first week, the second week, the third week, just repeatedly, well, still over 400 pounds, still some like mystery weight that's like really, really heavy. That was very discouraging. And it was only the fact that I had that like initial motivation because I had just started that got me through that. So some of those mornings, especially because I started right off the bat on like day number 2 or 3, starting the like 4 a.m. routine. And that was just brutal getting up that early. I hadn't figured out that you have to go to bed really early. That's the key. So it was a mess. That first month was just a mess. And both motivating and discouraging at the same time. And then the second time, I think I mentioned it was the day after that doctor's appointment where like the doctor was like, we're going to have like a man-to-man conversation about all these terrible numbers. And I was like, oh, like I kind of thought I've been crushing it for 3 months, right? He did not. He just,
like, man, I'm trying, dude. It's only been 90 days. Get off my ass.
Exactly, yeah. And then once I hit this year, I think I hit 50 pounds of weight loss either in December or January. That was like okay, now I'm like under 350. I'm seeing all those. And then at the end of January, I went back to the doctor, and all of those numbers have shifted in the right direction faster than the doctor expected. Still work to be done. I'll go back probably again in September. That'll be the 1 year anniversary. But at that point in time, I was down over 50 pounds. The blood work was moving in the right direction. And at that point, it was like, all right, like now I'm going to do this. Everything is moving in the right direction. Again, you see on social media these crazy people who are like losing 100 pounds in 100 days, or like this mind-blowing stuff that doesn't happen. It's not real.
That's not healthy. Like that is not healthy weight loss, dude.
Yeah. And it's just like, but once you see like, okay, maybe it's 50 pounds every 6 months, but it does happen, and all the numbers go in the right direction. At that point in time, I was so like, all right, like I'm going to do a weigh-in Wednesday every week, and it's just going to be 1 or 2 pounds, and it's not going to be that interesting, but it's going to add up over 50 weeks or 100 weeks or 150 weeks. Dude. And so, yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah, dude. We actually have a question. We actually have a question here from the crowd, Rage and Pillage podcast. Ask about his routine. How does he break up muscle groups? So what is your routine on a weekly basis?
So the first thing is at over 400 pounds, or even more recently at over 300 pounds, I was, and having no gym experience, I was really worried about injury. So, and I was really worried that I have seen a lot of big guys go really hard and then get injured and fall off. And I was concerned. Yeah, I was concerned that my mental health couldn't take that, honestly. And most of the weight loss is diet. So my first 6 or 7 months in the gym, I just did different types of cardio to make sure that I knew all those different machines. And I would just rotate a different machine every day. I only do about 30 to 45 minutes of exercise every day. I do it, I get up at 4 a.m. at the gym, like 4:20, 4:30, knock it out by 5:15. And so after that point in time, that Arnold retweeting me whenever that initially was, that was the first time I'd ever lifted anything. Which was another crazy thing, because he was like, those reps look good. And I was like, I promise they don't look good, man. Like, I promise they don't. Like, so since then, I have struggled a little bit to find a routine. And so what I try to do is Planet Fitness has that 30-minute circuit, which is a full body exercise. So I try to do that twice a week. And then I try to additionally do one additional leg day, because I don't think that circuit does enough for the legs. And then I do about 20 to 30 minutes of cardio 5 days a week. But my key has been, I'm still 290 pounds. I was over 300 recently. Doing almost any exercise for 30 or 40 minutes is going to get my heart rate up, going to get my blood pumping, going to get me sweating like crazy. So a lot of people ask me about the exercise routine, and I'm a little bit hesitant to give an exact routine because it's still evolving. And I really people don't believe me, but I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, right? What I mean? Right. I'm stumbled onto something that seems to work for me, but I'm not sure there's any method behind the madness other than I'm seeing consistent results. And again, I reiterate this, take it slowly, find something that works for you. The best exercise is the exercise that I want to come back and do the next day.
Bingo.
Right? I hate the treadmill, so I just don't get on the treadmill, right? I hate it because there's 5 or 6 other cardio machines. I can go outside, I can swim, I can walk, I can run. I mean, I can't run, but at some point I can run. You know what I mean? So for me, it's that 30 to 40 minutes of exercise every day, avoiding any injury or pushing myself too far, and finding things like, now I do like lifting. I do like doing the leg press. I do like seeing those numbers go up. And so I do try to push myself. And now I do have an app that I am tracking it and trying to see the weights go up slowly. And now it's fun. Right. But
you see it. It's like a game with yourself. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, I've always been I like gardening. I like, what I like about the offset smoking is I actually have to swing an axe and split the wood. So when I do it, go out there, it'll be 30, 40 swacks to get my day's worth of firewood. I never split a head. I split for the day. And so it's I like doing stuff like that, man, where I can't just go pick up weights. I commend you, dude. I've tried it It sucks.
Tony,
I
yes,
am
dude.
I am so
Yes.
self-conscious of like people looking at me, my form.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave, you've probably been there too, man. You know, being like the bigger guy in the journey, and luckily you found out that the big rip dudes are there to like actually help and encourage you. Like I've never been able to find that peace of mind when I've been at the gym.
Mhm.
So like, yeah, I got rid of my tiller, so like every year now this year we've been gardening. It's dig up soil, cut up the chop soil, like chop it up, sit there and just swing that shovel around for 45 minutes, and I'm just covered in sweat. And I'm like, man, that's still a half hour straight of cardio, and I am sweating.
Yeah.
So I guess that's been my thing. So I guess
working hard
the
like
bridge
that
deal. I guess my point is, for anybody
Mm-hmm.
out there, like you don't have to go to Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
When you go weed eat your yard, it takes 15 minutes. If you just go like straight with a shovel and dig dirt or something for another 15 minutes, like that's the same as going to Planet Fitness. You're working muscle.
Yeah.
You're very much working muscles. So you don't have to go to Planet Fitness. They just so happen to have it very laid out nice and that hydro massage table.
That's exactly right. Yeah. No, Planet Fitness is because I didn't have anything in my life, right, that was getting me sort of like functional fitness throughout the day type of stuff. It would be, I think it's probably optimal if I could get that exercise outside every day worked into part of my life.
I fully believe
You know what I mean? Like I think that would be sort of like the optimal exercise routine. It's just as an accountant, instead it's like 10 hours looking at Excel, right? So it doesn't always happen. But yeah, and the outside exercise is definitely the best. The fresh air, vitamin D, getting out in nature, yeah, for sure.
Hiking,
yes,
walking in the woods, out where there's even fresher air. Soul, mental, physical health, all wrapped up in one.
I see why Dave goes in the morning though, because if he does get any of that stuff throughout the day, it's all bonus because he already got his nut in the morning.
That's exactly right.
Well, for lack of better terminology.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But there's a lot of proof in that pudding right there, where how you start your day dictates how you're gonna be.
Oh, dude! If you get that in the, I bet Dave is
something as simple as like the first thing you drink in the morning is like water with some lemon and orange juice squeezed in it. Will completely change the whole outcome of your day. Yeah. But everybody starts their day off with this processed coffee because they're tired. We got to wake up. Blah 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 blah. But just Look, I'm not starting the morning without coffee for sure. But nowadays I'll try and drink something like a citrus water or a kombucha or something that's going to help me.
Yeah.
And then I'll take care of what I think is necessity,
Right.
And
absolutely.
A lot of your body will start responding back to you. And it'll be like, hey, man, you're taking care of me. I'm going to take care of you, buddy. And it might sound stupid, but I can promise you that is gospel truth.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it does at some point in time. I don't know whether it's your body, whether it's your soul, whether it's your mind, you want to keep going. It's almost like it snowballs. Like, because like if I was to go out right now and just like get like a bunch of like Wendy's, that like I would feel terrible. It would feel like it's almost like part of my subconscious would be trying to stop me at this point in time. Like, it's after a year of building towards this slowly. I don't know what it is. Like I can't articulate it, but like something wants you to keep going in that direction and to not go backwards. And I don't know exactly how to explain it, but at some point you hit it, and then it's maybe it's routine, maybe it's discipline. I don't know what it is, but it's something that like it's just those old things. Even when I get cravings, even when I have like, here at nighttime, right? Like I'm like my motivation's a lot lower than it was this morning. It's not for the bad stuff, the terrible stuff. It used to be like, I kind of want to like go and try that avocado oil right now and have a steak, but that's still much better than like binge eating Burger King at 10:30, right? Like, there's a huge difference.
And eat a half a bag of chips. Yeah,
right. Exactly.
Because that's one of my biggest things.
We get some comments over here about stretching, and I think we need to all just remember the simple things in life, like ex-Cleveland Browns offensive line coach Bob Wiley. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shahad! Do it again. My fault. Here we go. I'm not a quarterback. Obviously, you can tell.
Stretch is way overrated. Did you know World War I and World War II, all those guys that fought in that war, right? They did push-ups, jumping jacks, sit-ups, climbed the rope, and ran. But none of this fancy, okay? Right? And they won 2 world wars. 2 world wars by doing jumping jacks, push-ups, and sit-ups. 2 world wars. You think they were worried when they're running across Normandy about stretching? Are you kidding me?
shout out!
Yes.
Oh man, that guy was a legend, man.
Classic.
That guy was a legend. In his office, the Cleveland Browns Hard Knocks, that was a wild one, man. Like Bob Wiley, and you know what he drove? You know what that big old boy drove? A white Maserati.
Wow.
Yeah.
Send it.
Send
Living
it.
his best life, bro.
That's right.
Living his
That's right.
best life. Well, Dave, we're going to wrap this up here, man. We're about an hour and 20 into this thing. I mean, I can't thank you enough for. I know, dude, that was wild.
Yeah,
That
I feel like we've been on for 20
Yeah,
minutes.
20 minutes.
We
Yeah.
could go for another 2 hours easy with this, dude.
Mhm.
But he's got a fiance, man. He's half married.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
he's-
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
That's
Yeah.
Heaven
It's
forbid.
time. We gotta get him.
Don't get in trouble because of the Dude
Yeah,
Network.
yeah.
That's
Don't-
right.
We
hey,
got
Dude
plenty
Network.
of time to end up here, but
You're not really part of the Dude Network till it gets you in trouble with the wife. Yeah, I'm just
Understood.
saying.
Understood.
right?
Man.
That's facts.
You heard it here first. But Dave, dude, just keep grinding, dude. You're crushing it,
sure.
man.
Thank
Like,
you.
we are
Thank
all invested in your success,
Yeah.
and we wish
Thank
you
you.
all of it going forward. Dude, hit us up, man. Don't be a
Yeah.
stranger if you need
Please
help with.
reach out for anything.
Will do, yeah.
Recipes,
Definitely
will
yeah,
do.
anything.
We're a family of a lot of net wealth, jack of all trades, master of none. But on the foodie stuff, we got you a little bit more than others.
Yeah,
But man,
sure.
let us know if we can help you out in any way. Everybody follow along with Dave. It's Dave and David, depending on what platform you're on. It's Twitter, it's at Dave E. Danna.
That's right.
Then on Instagram, it's at David E. Danna.
That's
right.
correct. Yep.
If you need him on Twitter, he's the one with the blue check mark with 50-something thousand followers. So yeah, it's not hard to
Crush it,
57.4 last I saw this morning.
Something like
So
that. It's wild.
Crushed
It's
it.
wild.
It's
That's
crazy.
massive.
That's it.
It is mind blowing. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was my pleasure to be here. It's still crazy that people want to talk to me, and I'm not. As I said, I don't consider myself like an expert in anything, but I would just say if there's anyone out there struggling, like the first thing to do, in my opinion, is take those initial steps and recognize that there are tons of people out there like yourselves in the food world, in the barbecue world, like guys in the gym who want you to succeed, who want you to belong, who want you to get there, and who recognize that you're starting right at the beginning and you don't know how to sear a steak or lift weights or do anything. And like, just take those first steps. And like, it's hard for guys to talk about mental health, but no man is an island, and we got to support each other. That's part of the message.
Absolutely,
sure.
man. Well, dude, just keep making the world a better place, man. And people are looking up to you. And who knows how many people you've inspired along the way. I mean, I'm sure you've got
At least 50.4 thousand.
I appreciate that.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. And everybody just follow along with Dave and his journey. He's not afraid to put it out there, man. More people he can get to follow along, the more people it might get out to people that might want to, that need it, want it. You know what I mean? Like, so
Absolutely.
dudes and dudettes, the dad pod is at its end. Thank you guys so much. I have no idea who our guest is next Friday. We'll figure that out at some point. But we have on Sunday
Stephen Williams from Far Out Foods. It's gonna be a
Yep.
good one.
he's got a big announcement.
Allegedly, there's a big announcement.
He's been hyping this announcement up for like 8 days, so it better be big. It better be big. He better blow my socks off. So everybody, dudes and dudettes, have a great weekend. Be safe. If you don't know, then you know. And do us all a favor. Find someone to love over the weekend that you didn't love yesterday. Help them out.
ELE,
You never
baby.
know.
ELE.
ELE. Just like on Jackie Moon, man. Everybody love everybody. We're going to get a ring. But hey, seriously, it's a messed up, crazy ass world out there, man. Keep your head on the swivel. Help your brother in arms to your left, to your right. You do that left or right. Everybody help each other, and we'll all be all right. See you next time.
Yeah, Dave